You know what it is? It's shambolic.
The shambolic thinks he's a rapper. This fella thinks he's clever cause he acts like a knacker. I can't fathom your pattern to its proper conclusion, and I know you look stupid, I find it amusing. You're claiming, you're dacing, you're blatantly shit, rapping like a catheter and taking the piss. I'm not the one to fit into your stereotype, so you won't listen to me spitting on your stereo, right? I'm letting you correct me just in case I'm mistaken. You're the one who's talking shit instead of making a statement. A child could make your music and you're claiming creative. To tell the honest truth, you should have stayed in the basement. It's funny, heads are getting caught up in the vanity and sacrifice the basics for the promise of the pageantry. Thought I heard you say come here and pure the pride of Munster. Put another way, you're just a poor misguided youngster. Either way we suffer when you stutter a sentence, thinking that you're dope and you can't cover one dimension. Fuck's sake buddy, get a grip in it. I'm not the only one out here who thinks that you're an idiot. Sick of kids saying chickadee chance I never heard of you. Cut the fucking act, we've all come from suburbia. Don't some folk will hear this since they're claiming that it's snobbery. I'm only trying to make these heads inject a bit of honesty. Obvious monotony and topically you're challenged. Standards bog, you're only dogs at Cocker Spaniel. I got talent by the gallon room to flip my personality. Half these heads are living in a weird reverse reality. Really think it's safe to say your poetry's pathetic. My rhymes are so sweet, my flow is diabetic. Look, I learned to lace my lyrics with these little alliterations. You'll never let me lose in a league with limitations. It could lead to litigation if you label it as slander. When Langerdans are losing it, I lend the loudest laughter. Instead of playing politics, I practice prepositions. You couldn't beat my presence with a prior premonition. I pick my pen position when I pulverize for purists. You pass the recognition to a prick that's pushing pure shit.
That's just to prove that you can never predict what's gonna happen with this ridiculous crew.
It's Chance, Breaks and Barton. We're fat like Eric Cartman. You'll know just where to find us every time the party's starting. Rhyming how it's meant to be expressed over loops.
Through our telepathy, you know it's the truth.
He pairs it back, then learns to track and fills the void with samples. Face the fact he makes you fat, the skills employed are ample. When it comes to sparring partners, you know he's more than able, like the hardest martial artist, cause he's knocking out arrangements. Greatest with his breaks, breaking the barriers, tripping with the funk like it was sprayed from the canister. Barton's got the funk, plus he rolls the rock. He's brought the horn a tone, I drop the vocal on top. The flow is toxic, obnoxious, stop hot boxing. Beats so heavy they rock in top mosh pits. Take a break, hostage, chop with precision. Barton on the beats while Chance is ripping the rhythm. Creating compositions fit for spitting the diction. We hate when competition kick the mitten the fiction. Rage against the system causing fits and conniptions. You look for three grades, we fit the description. Better stop, listen, look both ways. Once you cross over, catch a kick in the face. A snare to the chest, that's a brief introduction to Barton on the beats with the vicious percussion. Cause it's Chance, Breaks and Barton. We're fat like Eric Cartman. You'll know just where to find us every time the party's starting. Rhyming how it's meant to be expressed over loops.
Through our telepathy, you know it's the truth.
It's Chance, Breaks and Barton. We're fat like Eric Cartman. You'll know just where to find us every time the party's starting.
Whack MCs, leave the stage. Put the mic down.
Hold the door. Can't you see your mama busy?
Man, would you listen to that?
Bang, he slams on his brakes. Brakes hits the horn.
Man, this fucking Irish weather. It's depressing, like rain and wind. I just want to stay in the house.
It's freezing cold outside and the fire is lit, and the sound of rain reminds me that our climate is shit. We're sitting comfortably and staring at the idiot box. I took a smoke and then exhaled it with a ticklish cough in the thickest of fogs, well content in my haze, thinking about the next time that I'd be stepping on stage. If the weather had changed, I'd be out in the shop, but on nights like this I'm happy with the couch and a notch. At this point in time is really when the story begins, because I went to build a split and found a shortage of skin. Should I go out in the limb, try to tackle the elements? It's not raining cats and dogs, it's raining rhinos and elephants. The problem had me bothered and I couldn't manage, so I just got up off my hole and made a move for the garage. It took a minute of planning before I got on the road, plus I wasn't in the mood to be out taking a stroll. Crank the volume on my Walkman cause it's keeping me sane. Instead of vegging in the house, I'm out and feeling the rain. Man, this fucking downpour for a packet of skins, I must be insane. The wind was bitter cold and it was cutting deep, and my destination's waiting just a quarter mile in front of me. Instead of sitting comfortably, I'm out getting drenched. To my left, a bunch of winos huddled up in a bench, probably discussing times they could have been contenders, and I never could have guessed what happened next in my adventure. Heard a shout from behind me sounding vague from the beats. First thought right in my head was Chance or make a retreat. I turned around me, the fear was flooding my frame, and it didn't help the weather chill the blood in my veins. Should I run or remain and see just what will occur? But my legs and big brain clearly couldn't concur. I turned to walk away and hit the deck with a thud, and getting thoughts of being left for dead in the mud. I got back to my feet but was instinctively cautious, cause the impact of that tumble left me dizzy and nauseous. Shook my head and stumbled, wondered what to expect, cause this night was getting worse with every minute progressed. I didn't want to fucking leave the house, and now look what's after happening. The final chapter of my story is the twist, you see. To leave you in suspense and placing bets about the mystery. Up until this point there's been a sequence of events that has me standing in the rain and pain and feeling tense. Did the winos attack? Crack my head for some change with a random act of violence that they'll never explain. You'll maintain that maybe I just tripped on the curb, a lame brain who's maybe just been hitting the herb. Option 3 is corny, was it all just a dream? Now before you make your choice, please try to picture the scene. It was a grim November evening and I'm soaked to the skin, getting battered by the rain but running cold with the wind. Was it winos, a fall, or my imagination that has me feeling paranoid with minor lacerations? Alright, you've been patient and you've gotten the gist, and like I said, I'm gonna end my song with a twist. I'm giving you the option, you decide what'll happen, cause I need to wrap it up because I'm tired of rapping. So once you've had a good think and your guess decided, send your answer in an email to the address provided. See, I was wrecked from work. I'll have a quiet one in. That was always on my mind while I was buying some tins, cause I'm not trying to binge, the wicked ways are abandoned. Left that all behind me once I stood back and examined. I was way too fucking bowsy. Hit me like a cannon, had a special knack, making feasts out of the famine. Give me the quiet life. Some cans in a computer game, halfway through the week, and that was all that got me through the pain. Taking 9 to 5 work, mornings got the stress in me. Really take it easy seemed to be the only recipe. Turn off my mobile phone, stop these people texting me. If I hadn't gotten bored I probably would have left it be. The video was over, I was going to sleep. Then the call came and brought me round with a beep.
We're going on the tear, coming out, no discussion.
Well, I guess I pieced the shit out of a home and doing nothing, it's my own fault. Thought the club was no contender, then the voice announced
We're gonna send you on a bender.
Then the tricky part, try resist temptation. Avoid a situation where I'd wake up at the station. Set a challenge, gonna leave the session standing.
It's hard to keep a balance when you're lashing back the gallons.
Try to spot the talent, but the tongue is starting silver. If I can't pull a cracker,
At least avoid a maker.
set the point now, it could go either direction. I can't pull myself away and no one's gonna step in. Fuck it. Gone beyond that, it's my own fault. Went out on the bouncy, now the weekend's just a ride off the party through till Monday. But I'm feeling shitty. Then the call came into the office for the sickie. Have to take the day off, going smashed and I'll be crucified. As the phone rang, I heard my head to try to choose. How's it going? It's Colin. I'm not feeling the best. Have a fever, head is spinning and a bad pain in my chest. Got myself the day off work, time to take a rest. In the back of my mind, I knew the gap was still a mess, and it's my own fault. And these days I want the quiet one, my own fault. That I never even tried it, what's my own fault. And I knew one day my time to come, my own fault. I'll make it down the pub with time for one, my own fault. Or that seems to be the case again, my own fault. For going getting off my face again, my own fault. And I know I'll be disgraced again, my own fault. Monday morning I'll be fixed again. I spent my day off home splitting with Peter Griffin. Bent down a shit with someone shit in the kitchen.
2 pots are pissing, but the Jackson's upstairs.
These nuts came in my house and I wasn't prepared. One hate slip, broke his arm in a tooth. Trust the cunt to sue, I doubt the landlord's amused. I'm not too clear, was it me brought him back? Where my memories not burned?
There's only patches of black.
Fuck, the house is trashed, get me out of this place.
Don't make me fucking laugh while you were out of your face.
It was out of hand already, people fucked in the hallway. I started to get messy and I didn't when the call came.
Chaps let me in, I'm standing at your front door. I've just had one too many, now I'm gagging for more.
Cue the fucking rocket center danger and Bjorn. Oh, we've seen this shit before. Then the flashback faded and my blood ran cold. It was me unleashed the beast,
People couldn't control.
it never would have happened, but I answered my phone.
And all I can say is the fault is on my own and it's my own fault.
And these days I want the quiet one, my own fault. That I never even tried it, was my own fault. And I knew one day my time would come, my own fault. I then get down the pub with time for one, my own fault. Or that seems to be the case again, my own fault. We're going getting off my face again, my own fault. And I know I'll be disgraced again, my own fault. Monday morning I'll be spaced again, my own fault. And these days I want the quiet one, my own fault. That I never even tried it, was my own fault. And I knew one day my time would come, my own fault.
I make it down the pub in time for one.
It seems like our little country's backwards. Provost paramilitaries and scamming contractors, paedophile priests, bad licensing laws. It rains most days and there's a drought in the draw. Birthday gets applause but there's a strike by the taxis. Irish life is soundtracked by the music of Planksty. Paddy whackers, happy knackers, lost in the piss. We have 26 counties but we want to be bigger. We plant roots worldwide but hating on nationals, but only if they're black or they speak with an accent. Standards in our education drop by the year. We could blame the whole world but the problem is here. I'd go for a beer but the grog is expensive. I could go on and on but the list is extensive. The shit is relentless but I take it and smile. It's not a new thing, it's been this way for a while. Best to take it in stride and hope that things will get better. The only thing we can't help is the state of the weather. See, Ireland isn't that bad but it's not great. Just be very fucking glad that you don't live in the States. Ireland isn't that bad but it's not great. Just be very fucking glad that you don't live in the States. At least I don't live in the States.
Where they eating Mickey D's and complain about weight.
At least I don't live in the States.
I'm on the outside looking in and it's not a great place.
At least I don't live in the States.
If a country's out of line, they're gonna keep it in place.
At least I don't live in the States.
But for a tiny bag of wheat you could be catching a case.
I was hungry for some culture so I tried Americana, but I had to spit it out because the flavour was bananas. I got a proper taste when I turned on the box, and the only thing the telly had to offer was cops. Before you tell me stop, you can't believe the scream. If you saw what I saw, you'd have screamed to see. This cop was in his car when he sees a speeding van. Mister, step out of the vehicle and let me see your hands. He follows the command to avoid the commotion. Cop runs a place to find the van has been stolen. If you think that's fine, you wouldn't be wrong. You'll start to see the problem if you let me go on. They search a stolen van and find a few things. First, an underage girl who proceeds to throw a mood swing. Next thing that they find is a billy club for pumping. Probably the teenager the car thief has been humping. Next thing on the list is a loan at 45. Not in the driver's name, but that's really no surprise. Final thing they find is a harmless bag of herbs. Forget about these weapons, this is marijuana yours, sir. See, in the US they see the weed as a felony, but couldn't give a fuck about a pedo with weapon. He can steal a car, ride him young, have a loaded gun. He's gonna do some time for a little harmless fun. I mightn't like it here, but it's actually safe, so I thank my lucky stars that I don't live in the States. At least I don't live in the States.
Where they eating Mickey D's and complain about weight.
At least I don't live in the States.
I'm on the outside looking in and it's not a great place.
At least I don't live in the States.
If a country's out of line, they're gonna keep it in place.
At least I don't live in the States.
But for a tiny bag of wheat you could be catching a case.
I could go on around about W. Bush or the excuses that he'll make when the button is pushed. Try and push the notion that old George is a disgrace, but I don't need it because those facts are right in front of your face. Before this prick, they were out for domination. You don't accept their culture, you're facing occupation. Western Europeans, we're just counterfeit Yanks. Further East is kinda different, so they roll out the tanks. We can watch The Simpsons or eat the burger at King's. We spend our money on their economic servicing. Their influence is everywhere from film to clothes. It's probably the reason that I'm spitting the flows. It spans the generations, from hippies to homies. Brash and fucking bold and it infiltrates slowly. I think I've said enough, so we'll skip the debate and face the fact we might as well just live in the States. We might as well live in the States.
Let's go eat at Mickey D's and complain about weight.
We might as well live in the States.
Be on the inside looking out and it's not a great place.
We might as well live in the States.
If a country's out of line, help them keep them in place.
Sure, we might as well live in the States.
But me tiny nodger soul could have been catching a case.
What do you see as the major problems of what's happening in the US today?
If you start off wrong, you end up wrong.
You know what we're talking about in this track here? It's that girl everyone knows her. You haven't lived if you haven't met her. Although I love my hometown and most of its inhabitants, there is a type of person in the rebel acting ravenous Paris Wilton. She blinging in the dullest of spots, wearing coloured glass and telling all the fellas they're rocks. In fairness, she's a knockout, not as much as she thinks. A prick tease, but every sleeve's response to the wink. She's copping a drink instead of dropping her drawers, thinking cause she's in the club you ought to stop for applause. I thought, wait, but see if Paris has a personality, I'll figure out her type and classify her category. Classy's not the word in her fake designer labels, claiming she's an actress but she's only waiting tables.
What you talking about?
I'll give you a description. First of all, the tight top that her tits are barely fitting. When I say big, I mean she's padding up the A cup. Plus she's never passive when she's slapping on the makeup. Oompa loompa dumpity gay. She talks a lot of shit but she's got nothing to say. Her best friend's gay and it goes without saying she'll only hit the club if she doesn't have to pay. Paris got a one track mind. It doesn't matter if it's yours or mine. So if you're getting great and you wanna get with her, you can hit her. Paris Paris got a one-track mind. It doesn't matter if it's yours or mine. So if you're getting great and you wanna get with her, you can hit her. Hey, what's happening? I might be wrong, but I think I saw you looking at me from across the bar.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Oh, nice to meet you too. I'm Chance, but you can call me Cullum. How about we continue this chat over a drink?
Yeah, go on. I'd have a fat frog then.
Fat frog? It's a bit pricey. Better make it two so. Actually, I didn't catch her name.
Didn't throw it. It's Paris though. Paris Wilton.
Paris Wilton? Fuck's sake, I should have known. Here we go. There it is, she's made her introduction, making blatant statements, but she's faking the seduction. She's no dentist, but she's making an extraction of cash from the wallet of a sucker seeking action. First thing that he'll ask her, will you have a little tippin'? You pretty little kitten, have a drink to wet your whistle. Paris gets a thinking, a night in the booze. She knows he's got money, fancy clothes are the clue. She makes him feel at ease before she starts the innuendo. Yapping about her job and how her favourite colour's yellow. 4 pints in, she'll get the pushing out the padding. He's had a few drinks and all those tits are right for grabbing. She's got her fill of booze, now this fella needs a void. Politely leaves the table just to leg it home to boyfriend. 20 minutes passed before reality will hit him. He just fell victim to a bitch named Paris Wilton. It happens every day in every bar across the globe. Don't feel stupid lads because it's out of your control. I'm not saying Paris is a gold digger, just don't expect a lot if you're only making double figures. Paris got a one-track mind. It doesn't matter if it's yours or mine. So if you're getting great and you wanna get with her, you can hit her. Paris got a one-track mind. It doesn't matter if it's yours or mine. So if you're getting great and you wanna get with her, you can hit her. Verse 3, I'll make the closing statement in my commentary. I'm only dissing women if they're all about your property. If you're not a Paris, there's no reason to be mad at me for coating no knickers is the obvious analogy. Actually, I'll make it clear in case there's any bitching. In no uncertain terms, try explaining my position. A chick in the kitchen is not what I believe in, but Paris isn't even good enough to do my cleaning. She's got a one-track mind on the slow lane. If Paris was a grill, she'd be on the low flame. I have respect for women being nothing but honest, but I pray to Jesus Christ and Paris come with the promise. Miss Wilton is a product of the ego. You might think that you can, but nobody gets a free go. To women acting decent, don't take any offense, cause I dedicate the song called The Ladies with Sense. Paris got a one-track mind. It doesn't matter if it's yours or mine. So if you're getting great and you wanna get with her, you can hit her. Paris got a one-track mind. It doesn't matter if it's yours or mine. So if you're getting great and you wanna get with her, you can hit her. Look, Paris, it was nice meeting you and all, but I've got to run, you know. I've got this Diamond D record I just bought. I want to go listen to it, you know.
You're ditching me to listen to records. Buy me more drinks, will ya?
Hold on a second there now. I'm not your boyfriend. Don't fucking talk to me like that.
Excuse me, you think this comes easy, you bum. Look...
Yeah, fuck this. I've got some stuff to do. Paris, good luck.
The record company is the pimp, the artist is the hoe, the stage is the corner, and the audience is the trick.
They say it's always better if you look on the bright side, but most of us will only ever do it from hindsight. Look at my lifetime with a peek to the future. Get some stuff in the pipeline and reboot the computer. I'm changing perspectives and connecting the dots, arranging a sentence to strengthen the plot. I've gotta make some sense of the mess that I see, but I can't take the stress if I step to the beat. I know some people say to me the rapping is worthless. In the same speech, tell me pick a part with a purpose. I'm working till they're perfect on the verses I crack. Not a gangster with a gun, so it's safe to react. Like, wait a minute, the shoe doesn't fit. I'm not a black yank and rap music is shit. I see your point. I know my hobby got out of hand, but would you look at me the same if I played rock in a band? I don't think so. This is music form and a boundary, just like I'm not into heavy metal forged in a foundry. Except how you found me and I'll keep it the same. I respect if you doubt me, think I'm seeking in vain. That's your opinion, and an opinion's an asshole, cause everybody happy when they're living for cash. Why do I do it? Why do I do anything? It's not about the money, it's the rush of the adrenaline. Let me set the scene, it's Friday night, the weekend's arrived. Feel like a zombie for the week, but no one feeling alive. I got that gleam in my eye, and it's bringing me step because I just received my wages and it freed me from debt. I'm feeling good. Clean shaved, haircut and showered, and bust the buses round in time instead of taking in hours. I feel empowered. Top of the world, no one can hurt me. I went to buy some cancer with a special of Murphy's. I made the simple pleasure, single measure shot from my glass. Going out on weekends, getting locked with the lads. Now since it's Friday night, I've got the right to enjoy. It's the least that I deserve for 40 hours employed. Then forget the annoyance of all the stress in the office. Slaving for these brutes who pay me pittance from profits. I'll put it all behind me for the present at least. I'll put it on the back burner at the end of the week. Rap job, no pay, so the weekend's a treasure. So we have to give it up for the simplest pleasures. No boss to restrict your endeavours. So we have to give it up for the simplest pleasures. You see, if I had my way, then every day it'd be a Saturday. Get up late, grab a bit of lunch and catch a matinee. Hours to be passed away by passing on a reefer. Thinking that the girl you met last night could be a keeper. I feel it's on a t-shirt, not a shirt and tie. That's my collar on my leash because I work a 9 to 5. Forget about the fact and catching flack for slacking off. Right now I try not focus on the point that wasn't bought. Like I said, simple pleasures like the day to be wasted. When no one's gonna give you a gun for showing a pasted. Type the evening where you grab a fish supper for nourishment. Go out on the lash and be a glutton for punishment. Be suffering Sunday, but that's the day to recover. The only downside is you're late with the scutters. You start to shudder at the fact that the office is looming. For the next few hours can't be bothered with moving. Crap job, no pay, so the weekends are treasure. So we have to give it up for the simplest pleasures. No boss to restrict your endeavours. So we have to give it up for the simplest pleasures. Cast. Guess who got the male lead? Cause this one's for you actors, cause I'm stealing your scenes. What's with these gangsters? It isn't Scarface. In reality you're softer than chick flicks with heartache. Your part's fake boss, you're just an extra. Rhymes are the lead, beats and cuts are the directors. I want these messers censored, at least an edit. Call the understudy, cut your name from the credits because I'm independent. Forget this Hollywood malarkey. You just wind up forgotten like that fella who played Starsky the Thespian. Bound to buckle a boom mic, cinematic superstar, bringing you new sights on the stage and screen. Feel the omnipresence. I get straight to business. You're in makeup for aesthetics. I get extended plays. You're straight to video. And when you're in the bargain bin, I'll be still on show. It's silly though, cause the luster you lack. And call your fucking album rapping worse than you act.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Most these heads are just coming with Pulp Fiction that'll run like Forrest Gump down that road to perdition. I kill good fellas when I sharpen the blade, dropping head nodders like Carlito setting my ways, bringing full metal jackets for apocalypse now. Had your eyes wide shut, think you could stop it somehow? Take an intermission before you're stuck in my matrix. Come in high fidelity and making them tape it. I'm gone in 60 seconds, tearing through human traffic. Distort your equilibrium until you lose your balance. You're falling down. Don't interrupt when I'm rhyming, cause otherwise you might need some saving, Private Ryan. You step the chance, tent on taking the stand. Soon as I open my mouth, you're screaming, catch me if you can. I snatch mics like pikeys, fat like Marlon Brando. These MC skills are missing like Donnie Brasco. Roll the credits, represent Ireland with Colin Farrell, and shoot the verse lock, stock and 2 smoking barrels.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
I got screenplays, happy when I'm penning the script. Cause even Tarantino can't get nicer than this for penmanship. Take type perfect lines ready for recital, and hardcore like Mad Max interpreting the Bible. You're grim like The Exorcist, I must admit you're tame though. Go against chance while Brosnan battles a volcano. You're small popcorn and I'm the bumper pack. You should be doing gay porn with Monty Python's Lumberjack. You're on the surface, I'm underneath that. Hip-hop's an old movie and it badly needs a revamp. Screen test for feedback, make the proper changes. Become my own editor just to rearrange it. Make it famous, like Charlie Sheen for the wrong reasons. Rock from matinee until the last screening of the evening. Try to block bust, you up the ticket price. Want the role, you better take the kid's advice. Pacino took small parts before he got paid, and these days I'm happy if my film gets made.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Go lights, camera, action with no makeup.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Drop the imagery, you filling me. It's life through a lens, like film scenes, you mimic me and like to pretend. We're looking for some substance, you're on special effects, like that big budget flick that left the punters upset. I mention mad movies in my musical mesh, so don't get it confused because my crew's on the set. Chance on the rhyme and I'm telling you to wake up.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Burton on the beats and he's telling you to wake up.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Breaks on the cuts and he's telling you to wake up.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
DJ Deviant and he's telling you to wake up.
Lights, camera, action, no makeup.
Johnny fucking Doobs and he's telling you to wake up.
Lights.